All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Tellor community call, March 9th, 2021. Crazy. Anyway, another week has gone by. Kind of the big news and what we'll be talking about, what we've basically been working on for the past 2 weeks is so we did another update to the Tellor contracts. Um, if you're a normal Tellor holder, nothing has changed. This is actually just part of the migration process. So the big thing that we did, we opened up yesterday for Uniswap LPs and to come on over, and we enabled the team now has access to migrate over more custom contracts. So there were a lot of people who locked their tokens, say in so Dex Blue is one contract or a balancer pool or a Uniswap pool, and they couldn't run the direct migrate function. So we've been working hard over the past 2 weeks on how can we get these people over, but how can we get them over in a way that nobody can game the system and print themselves free TRB. That's basically the concern there. So a lot of it is going to be kind of manual approving on behalf of the team. But basically, if you have TRB that's still out there and it's not migrated over, if you're in a Uniswap pool, Mike's going to talk about kind of how to bring you over there. Either you can run the migrate function yourself, but if for some reason you can't run the migrate function, say you're in some sort of custom contract, some staking pool, God knows what you're in, just reach out to us and we'll get you pushed over. As simple as that. So anyway, we'll be working hard kind of over these next few weeks, kind of like what's the timeline now for Tellor. The big thing is, so we're in direct talks with Binance and the other exchanges. Hopefully over this week and next week, we're going to get all of them migrated over. They just have processes you have to go through, kind of get them pushed over. They're centralized exchanges. They don't necessarily care about us little tokens. So we have to push them to care. That said, we're going to get all of them migrated over. We're going to finish all these migrations. And then we're going to be, I'm sure as some of you know, we enabled back in the deity in this contract that we launched. That gives the team sort of powers over upgrading the contract. We want to get rid of that. We want to push it back to the community for voting as soon as possible. So we're going to be just doing basically some round of audits on the upgrade code. The upgrade code should be, the way that it works is going to be like identical. We're just going to add in a few fixes and a few more security checks in there to make sure that this kind of thing never happens. So over the next month, we'll be adding in those features. That'll be kind of our main job. And then pushing that out and giving you guys that control. So yeah, that's kind of the roadmap in the short term. And then we're also working with some users and getting them integrated. A lot of exciting stuff coming there. So, despite all of this, we're definitely staying busy for sure. Yeah, so I think that's kind of it. Before I pass it over to Mike, who then can take over the call for the rest of the time. We were talking kind of as a team, and there's a lot of people who are coming to the channel now, and they're saying like, how can I migrate my tokens? This is awful. Like, this is a pain, and they don't know how to do it, or they can't figure out how to run a contract or a function on a contract. Like, just help them. Like, we have an awesome opportunity here. Like, usually before this happened, like there were the vast majority of our token holders would never come to our Telegram, would never come to our Discord. They would never actually interact with any of the community. They would just sort of hold the token that they saw on a price chart. But now they have to sort of interact with Tellor. They might have to interact with Ethereum for the first time ever. This is an awesome opportunity to teach people about the space. It's an awesome opportunity to sort of show them that we're a nice teaching community, that we're sort of supportive. This is, if they come here and you're like, just Google it or just figure it out, guys, like go away. That's not the warm, welcoming feeling we want to give people. Literally like some of the best supporters that we've had in all of Tellor's history. So there was like a time early on in Tellor, like back whenever it was like 5 cents or something. I remember I would like just message people, and I was like, we had nobody buying our token. We weren't even listed on exchanges, and I would just like, somebody would be like, how do I buy Tellor? And we didn't have anywhere to buy Tellor, and I felt bad, so I would just send them 50 TRB. Because it was like, you know, $10, $20 worth of TRB, and they were so grateful, and they would go and they would ping all of their friends and tell them about TRB, and it led them to, you know, just being such great advocates for us. And now obviously they did great, 50 TRB, you know, they did quite well with 50 TRB, but you know, it was like those early people who sort of helped make Tellor and helped spread the word in a lot of ways, and it was just the fact that we were nice and responded to them. You don't know how many people just say like, man, I reach out to so many teams on Discord and nobody talks to me. So if you just interact with people, just be there, you can be a phenomenal community member. Anyway, if you guys are watching this call, you are definitely a more advanced community member, and we thank you for being here too. On to you.
I'm actually passing the baton off to Brenda, who's going to be the one that's going to walk us through um, the Uniswap and balancer instructions, if you will, for doing the migration that our friend and our dear friend Crossy put together for us, but he couldn't make this call. But Brenda's going to give us the walkthrough. Do you have screen share privileges?
I am not certain, but if you guys can.
You're good.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm just grabbing an address to use as an example.
Yep. So the actual instructions are posted to the announcement channel. We'll make sure you guys have access to those if you can't find them. But I think the instructions, I think for some of you, the instructions are going to be plenty if you're very familiar with Etherscan. But for those of you who aren't familiar with Etherscan, I think Brenda's going to be really helpful here.
Yeah, so hopefully, I don't have an address for the Uniswap swap. So I just took one from the actual swap, and I'm gonna use that as an example. So to get started, these are the instructions. And if I were you, I would do two things at the very beginning. There's gonna be two sites or two different contracts that you're gonna be interacting with. So what I would do is I would take both of these addresses and go to them on your tabs. And where this is taking you to is Etherscan, and Etherscan is going to allow you to interact with the contracts directly using MetaMask. And if you are part of the token holders for Uniswap, what you would do is with your Uniswap address, the one that holds your LP tokens, you would connect to both of these contracts through MetaMask using this button right here and MetaMask. And okay. And I'm gonna go to the next one. And you're gonna do the same thing. Go to contract, write contract, and connect. And again, this should be the same address where you hold your tokens. And we're gonna now try and follow the instructions. So here you're going to this address. So this is this one, and it says to run a balance of. That function is gonna be under the read contract side, and you're gonna read the balance of your address. So I'm just gonna post one that I had taken from there. Give me just a second. I'm going to go grab one now. I'm just grabbing an address from the swap, from the pool. Don't do this. You guys do not need to do it. You guys should have your own address.
Yeah.
So from
Don't
here,
grab that guy's address.
don't get that guy's address. It's not gonna work for you. So you're connected to MetaMask to both of these sites with the address that you have LP tokens with. You're gonna go to read contract, balance of, and you're gonna put in your own address, the one that you're connected with. And you're gonna query. And you're gonna take this balance, you're gonna copy it. So Control C or right click and copy it. And then you're gonna go to write contract. You're gonna go to approve. And under the value, you're just going to paste that. And for the spender, we're going to go back to our documentation and we're going to approve this spender. I'm going to copy that address and right here. And then you're going to write. And what that's going to do, and you guys let me know, it's going to pop up a MetaMask window and it's going to walk you through the steps on how to approve that transaction. I'm not going to do it because since I'm not connected through that address, it's going to fail. But just follow the MetaMask instructions and you'll get, just approve the transaction as you would usually. Once you do this, once you approve this contract, this is our migrator contract for the Uniswap pool. You're going to have to go to the next address, which we already had copied and pasted on the next tab. And you're going to migrate pool. And for the migrate pool, you're going to use this address. This is the actual Uniswap pool. Copy that address. Go back to where? Migrate pool. Paste that address. And again, you should be connected with the same address where you pull the balance out. And then you're going to write. And again, follow the instructions from MetaMask. And once you're done, you should have the swap done. And that's it. I hope that was useful. Brian, if you wasn't, Brian's going to work on a more detailed, slower video on this. But again, we don't have an actual address from Uniswap. So actually, if you are a Uniswap holder and would like to help us out with an actual video that actually goes through the transactions and everything, that would be really useful because we don't have one.
Or we could show them on Rinkeby. I don't know. It would be more helpful getting on Rinkeby doing it. Because Rinkeby would be different addresses though.
It would be different addresses. Right. So we thought about that when we were brainstorming, and we thought this would be enough. If not, by all means, come to the chat. We'll be able to help you out there. And if you're a holder and you want to help us, just reach out.
Yeah. Cool. Is the music coming from your mic, Brenda?
I am sorry. Yes, it is.
It's soothing.
Yeah, no, it's like a real tutorial, like the music in the background. It was good.
I will mute it and shut it down now. Hold on.
And the balancer, folks, is basically the same process as well, at least the first half of the process.
Yeah, so the only difference is that second half migrate pool where they would run that. We have to run that for them.
Yeah.
So just reach out to us and we'll run it for you.
Yeah. For that, we were actually going to ask you to email us your address and the balancer pools that you are a part of. So approve all of them and then email us that information, and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
There's also some people reaching out through Discord. We'll be compiling all those in the same place. So either way, it should work.
Yeah. Either way, we're gonna get you guys over. Thanks for being patient. Thanks everyone for just kind of understanding. The reason that we're making it sort of more manual is just that way we don't end up with $1 billion tokens on the next contract. So, thanks, Mike. Questions?
All right. We have 9 questions today. First one is, has the liquidity migration not happened yet? My guess is you're referring to the liquidity pool migration, and we just sort of addressed that. That is ready to go now. So let us know, give it a try. Let us know if you have any problems, and we'll be sure to help you out. Hello, when will exchanges open is what you're asking. The price of TRB dropped a lot due to team mistakes. Do you have a way to increase it? So I think our token's actually doing really well. Not to really get into it about token price, but
If we knew of the magical bullet to raise the token price,
Yeah.
we promise you we're not holding back.
Nope.
So,
No. All that we can do is to make sure that we're making Tellor the best oracle we can, and deliver on adoption. I know you guys are all concerned about adoption, and all the work that we're doing is pushing towards that. As far as the exchanges opening, we touched on it at the beginning of the call. I won't repeat it too much, but we're working on it. Binance holds by far the largest amount of TRB supply, and we're working most closely with them. And once they move over, the majority will be moved over, and we suspect that all the other exchanges will follow suit. And we are talking with them as well. It's just we're on their time frame, but we're hopeful that Binance will be the first, and it'll be soon. Same question again. Why Binance and other centralized exchanges not migrated? We are pushing them. They just have their own process, and we're in the thick of it. So it's we don't think it's going to be much longer for the majority of those tokens to be moved over. So all the community is losing faith in your project, honestly. Thank you. I hope that that's not how you feel personally. If it is, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to regain your faith just by interacting with you. But if it makes you personally feel any better, and I think everybody on the team can speak to this as well, all our interactions with people directly who have been, going through this migration process has been positive. We actually are really grateful, and we've said it time and time again over the last couple of weeks that we're really proud of the response that we've seen from you guys, and the sort of the understanding and patience you've shown us. So I think the way that we're seeing it right now is that you guys are actually responding really well to this process, and we're almost out of it. So next question is, why don't you prove the adoption of your product? You were all the time talking about bugs, mining, etc., never about adoption. I guess you're hiding the lack of adoption. We definitely haven't hid. I don't know how you guys feel. I don't think we've hid our challenges with adoption. It's something that I think somebody at least asks that question or something similar every week. And we do our best to tell you exactly what's going on and what's not going on. And we're still confident. We're still confident in adoption. I think that what other projects do is they tend to hide the lack of adoption through meaningless partnerships that sort of look really good. And so we've always avoided that, because we want you guys to trust us, and we want to sort of have that credibility in the space. So there's certain games that we don't play, and I think that because of that, people relate to Tellor in a good way. They sort of know we mean business, but that does require patience for something really tangible to come through. And we have a few really exciting things that are in the pipeline, and you guys will be the first to know. I'm just going to be moving through these guys. Well, this one's a good question. Why don't we recruit more devs? Which is kind of contrary to the previous person's question, that we focus too much on development work and fixing things and making them better. This person wants to know why we don't recruit more devs. So what do you think about that?
Costs money. It's expensive. No, I'm kidding. It costs money. It's expensive.
More expensive.
But mostly, like, I think, once we get out of this time frame where we actually do the migration, I think we can go back to really focusing on what we were doing before, and just like improving Tellor and expanding into different verticals. And I think will be more than enough for now. But definitely we want to at some point.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely a diminishing return to devs. For each new one you hire, you you don't quite get as much. A team of 50 devs is not 5 times better than a team of 10 devs. It might even be worse. Um,
I
you
mean,
move,
honestly, could we have even if we had 5 more devs, could this whole management of this bug gone any faster? I mean, I think
no, I mean, because it's one of those things where, like I've even noticed having as many devs as we have, the more devs you have, like the less coding Brenda and I do, which I mean ultimately is the goal. Like you want to be pushing the development off onto other people, but you want it takes time to train somebody in your system. Like who knows the quirks of the Tellor system best? It's no offense against JG or Crossy, but like Brenda and I have built it and we're here from the beginning, so it's just like you learn the little nuances, and so like it just takes a whole lot of time to get a dev really fixated in on the nuances of your specific problem you're trying to solve. And so if you add a whole bunch more administrative work for people, it just sort of slows things down. Moving quickly and kind of staying nimble is where we think kind of the sweet spot would be. That said, I think like we would love to bring on more devs to start learning some of those pieces, and we would love to bring on um, good people who can help us, push things through to completion a little bit faster. There are some pieces that you can whether it's front end pieces that could be prettier, or um, even just more checks on the security on the testing side. But yeah, it's probably more in the like ideally I'd have 1 to 2 extra developers, not 10, 20 developers. That would be like, oh, we have to figure out a new product we're gonna do.
Yep.
That's the case.
Yep. And if you're new to this, we did no pre-mine. We didn't do we didn't like really raise beyond the little Binance seed round that we did when we first started. So like we are one of the leaner. We're definitely not one of the richest projects in the space in terms of being able to just, and it's a good thing because we didn't bloat and grow too big. We can stay nimble and flexible, and I think that served us well. Next question is, when Binance Smart Chain ERC20 is expensive? Indeed. Do we have
Yeah.
a specific time frame on that?
No, I mean, I think probably within the next few months we'll be going over being an Oracle service for some people on Binance Smart Chain. So we'll give people an option on Binance Smart Chain to read us as an Oracle. I don't think we will be switching from being an ERC20 though. That said, if anybody wants to go create a BEP, so that's a Binance token, you can actually bridge right now. It doesn't have to be us. You could go create a Binance Smart Chain token with Tellor on it. The Binance team bridges it over, and you can trade your Tellor token on Binance Chain. We could do that now. Anyone else could do that if you want to do that. If you want a bounty, I'll give you a little bounty if you want to do that. But it's just one of those things like, where is the demand over there? And we're starting to see a little bit of demand on Binance Smart Chain, but even at these gas prices, it's still ERC20 based, and especially whenever you're talking about traders are on Ethereum and liquidity is on Ethereum. So.
Yep, but it's in the works. Next question is about IDEX. Someone here, they store TRB on IDEX 1.0 and are having trouble withdrawing. What can they do? Reach out to us. Let us know like who you are.
Your address. Yeah.
Send us your address. We'll take care of it. We've reached out to IDEX, and we're just sort of waiting on their response.
So push them.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot them an email to their support email. We're still going to continue to bug them and try to get a hold of them to make this move faster, but it might be faster for you to just reach out to us directly, and we'll see if we can do something for you. So reach out to us on Discord or Telegram, but if those don't work for you, you can use the token swap at Tellor.io email, and we'll definitely check that. Next question, no developments, updates, or agreements are announced. Therefore, the relative value of TRB is constantly falling. Why should people invest in TRB when the opportunity cost is so high?
We can pass. Let me.
Yeah.
So, thank you for the question.
When will Binance update Tellor?
I think we addressed it. Yeah.
Yeah, we addressed it. So,
And then you got a question here on the chat from Ricard, I believe. If as a community member, I want to help with social media marketing, what should I focus on promoting from your point of view as a core team? This is up your alley, Mike.
yeah, I mean, my first thought is, sorry, I'm getting a call. It's my dad. He's watching my son. Anyway, so my first thought is education. So we focus. That's something that was our core focus and still is in a lot of ways. So the more you can personally learn about the intricacies of what makes Tellor unique or better or just different than the other Oracle options out there, that's what I would recommend you promoting. And we have a ton of material that you can pull from or just reshare, and just get the word out about about the things that we've said and the things that we're up to. So a lot of resharing is where I would start. Promoting these calls, getting people to join our communities. One of our strong suits is that we do these calls every week, and we're easy to reach on DMs. I think if you can promote people to join our community, then it allows that magic to happen just naturally. Yeah, I think that should really get you moving, and let me know what your Twitter account is. And if you share anything good, we'll be sure to reshare it to help you out as well. So
Big part about social media marketing. So, as you guys all probably know, it's a lot about like the influencers and people with bigger accounts, and just making sure you're reaching, if you reach out to them and you help Tellor get on a podcast, you help Tellor sort of get in the conversations there. Those are always just awesome things that you guys can do. It's not always about reaching out to your audience. It can be a lot about just having conversations with some of these bigger people. Almost has the biggest effect you possibly can as far as
yeah,
social media movements.
well, it's like if you look at what the Chainlink Army, Chainlink Marines, or whatever, what they do, the positive side of what they do, or just any. I don't want to single out Chainlink because they have a big army, but a lot of different projects do this as well. Is they will pester these different influencers to include their project, the token that they love, in the next monthly report or things like this. And
yeah, no, we don't want to be annoying or anything, so don't be one of those people. But if you can personally get us like an Elon Musk tweet or something like that, it means a million times more than having 500 people with 100 followers tweet every day about TRB. So
yeah,
it's just how it is.
yep,
So
yep, cool.
Anyway, thanks everyone for joining. It was another good call. I'm hoping next week might just be a normal community call, but one of these calls we'll do another tech call, and we'll get a project on here that's going to be using Tellor. So, yeah, so it's been good. Thanks everyone for your support, and talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.